Hey YouTube and welcome to my jetpack guide. A lot of people ask me if I can show how I'm using my jetpacks when I'm using them, for example, live on stream. The jetpack is one of my most used items at this point to get most money for my solo record runs. So let me just try to tell you everything I know about the jetpack and also show you what we have. We have some preparation here right now. I just take a jetpack and I answer the first question a lot of people have. How long can you actually fly until it explodes? Let's see. Those were roughly 6 seconds. The next thing I show you is how I'm gonna use the jetpack on 3 different types of maps. Let's just visit Assurance first. So Assurance, but also the other maps that have to do with sand, like this style here, are pretty easy to navigate with a jetpack. I mean, the general controls, obviously, you have to train them, you have to learn them. But it's always pretty easy to reach your goals and your different doors, like the exit and the main entrance and wherever you want to go. Let me just show you an example on how to use the jetpack without dying and with respecting the maximum 6 seconds of holding the button thingy-majingy. If you know Flappy Bird, then this is my major tip for you how to use that jetpack in general. It is, you give it some power, and every time you are not in space, in the sky, you let go. You just let go a little bit, and then you can be pretty long in the sky, you know? You see that? Smooth like a flower. So, the controls for the jetpack are indeed a little bit weird. So how do you actually use a jetpack? Most people I see when they use the jetpack first, or also multiple times, is they start and then they do something with the mouse. But the mouse is not really the way how to use that thing. The mouse is just to look around, as you can see. I'm still flying in the same direction the whole time. So what you're gonna use is WASD to control. And, well, it is all about a mixture out of both. I don't know if you played games like Battlefield or something. I think it's kind of similar there. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong because I don't play them anymore. But what you're gonna do is WASD to change, like, you see that I'm pending left and right. So if I would stay like this, I would obviously fly to the right now. What you have to do to actually get some controls is using the mouse as well. The beep 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 sound here right now, don't get any panic when you hear that. It doesn't mean it's going to explode, it just means that the fuel ran out. And we still have enough time usually to land that thing. If you need fuel for your jetpack, you can just refuel it here at this thing. I don't know how that works. I don't know why it needs energy and not fuel, but we're not here for the lore, you know? You're not here for the law. So what you're gonna do when you want to be fast here on Assurance? So usually you take your jetpack and you go to whatever. I mean, I'm not here to explain you tactics on how to loot the maps. For that I have another video. Check out my solo guide on Assurance. But usually you fly here. You do your stuff, you collect a few of items. What you do first is you bring your two-handed stuff back to the ship without any one-handed stuff. Yeah, don't make yourself heavier than you need to. And for the one-handed stuff, it doesn't matter how heavy it is. The jetpack makes everything, well, the same carry weight. So have 3 gold bars, it doesn't really matter. You start, you fly back. If you want to have it easy, then try to aim directly at the ship, so you basically just have to fly straight. Obviously, you can make some stunts, but that is later. When you're a little bit more advanced, you do the thing, you do boom, 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 everything is dropped, and you get your loot, right? Easy peasy. When you want to go to the fire exit, it's not really different. It's just here. You can obviously aim at the beginning for the fire exit. I did not do that because I have some control, but yeah, that's pretty easy, right? You see everything is clear, there is no fog, nothing. One major tip I want to give you on the way is definitely how to start that thing. If you just stand there and use it, as you can see, I'm not even... It takes forever until this thing is flying. That is already 3-4 seconds on the ground. I'm going to explode when I'm just like 5 meters above the ground. So what you want to do is you initiate your flying with a jump and start the boop 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 in the perfect moment here. Look at this. We are immediately going up, 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 up. There we go. Let's fly back to the ship. For the second map, we are just visiting WoW. Doesn't matter if WoW or March. What I want to show you is the different maps that have like a huge vegetation, you know, a lot of trees and all this shit. Let's go down. If I have to put these maps, I'm going to show you into different tier levels. Then we obviously start at the easiest one. Yeah, tier 1 is maps like offense, assurance, experimentation. You can have a clear sky. You see everything. There's absolutely no problem to navigate to your destination. But here on WoW, it's already a little bit different. Same goes for March. There are trees everywhere, so you will see it especially on my way back. You know the main entrance is there. So basically, we just start. And we fly somewhere in this direction and it somehow works, you know? We here, we go, done, ba 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 ba, we go loot, 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 we grab our jetpack with the one-handed items, and then we would go back. But now comes the problem that is with the vegetation. It's not as bad on March, but also present. Where's the ship? Like, sometimes you find yourself flying around in the sky a little bit and try to find this ship again, because the trees make it very hard to spot. There is where you probably have to get a little bit more feeling for that jetpack and stay on spots like in the sky, like I just did, like I just showed you. Like when you want to look around, yeah, don't go crazy and don't fly in all directions. I see people always like doing this. That's obviously just because they have not enough training, but yeah, you want to learn how to look around. That's why I would say these maps are tier 2 level for using the jetpack. But as you can see, it works also perfectly. Was something I like, especially on these maps, is doing some super action hero film stunts, yeah, when you don't even go that high and you instead try to fly through the forest without dying, which is pretty funny when you try that. Whee! And let's try, without landing, let's try to come back as well, just to show you that this thing does not explode. Oop, and there we go. Oops, I broke my leg there, but that doesn't matter, because something you should know about fall damage in this game is you get fall damage, and yes, it brings you to critical, and yes, you can also die if you fall from too high. But if you do like a little mistake with your jetpack, let's say this, and you break your leg 1 or 3 times, yeah, and you go to critical, it doesn't matter, because your character has an automatical heal ability that heals him always back up away from critical. Means you can always do a crash landing, go back to critical, bleed a little bit, and well, that's it. Everything is good. As long as you don't fall from the sky, you should not die to fall damage, so do not be too afraid there. For the next map, we will visit one of the paid moons. And it doesn't, well, it does matter which one you choose. Rand and Dine, I would say, is the actual danger where you have to learn to navigate really good and also fly high without exploding. Titan is not that difficult. It's literally just up and down. But let's go to Rand as an example, because Rand is pretty beautiful. I can show you immediately some tricks on Rand, which is also nice. It is eclipsed right now, but that, whatever. One thing that is nice with mastering the jetpack is that you don't even need to be afraid of eclipsed anymore, because enemies are usually not even seeing you. So, we are now on Rand with the jetpack. What is the problem on Rand and Dine when you wanna use your jetpack? It is very foggy and it's hard to see where you want to fly, so you need a general idea where the things are. That's why I put it in tier 3. These maps are the hardest because first off you need to know the map layout to not fly in a completely wrong direction. Rand is usually when you leave the ship here, you look diagonal in this direction, and Dine is straight behind the ship. For Rand, I just show you an example. What you want to do is you want to fly first very high to see where you are without exploding, please. So do your jump at the beginning, and then you see the lamps from the mansion there. I call it mansion because it's probably a mansion, 99% I would say. So we fly over here. You gotta be careful. I often get fall damage here, but like I said, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you get fall damage, and I did not get fall damage now. I drop usually my thing here. I go in there, bam, bam, bam. I go loot. Look at that, there's a cash register, nice. And then you grab that thing and you fly back. The best way how to fly back from here is, in my experience, you just come out of the door, you look straight in this direction and you start and orientate yourself on this first hill here. You fly over this hill and then you should just follow these lights. This light here is the one only different light that you immediately identified as your ship light. The safest way to land with your jetpack is on your ship. The only danger that can happen here is a tree giant that actually grabs you from off the ship. But I have a trick for that. When you land here, they usually take a long while to actually get to you. You can always emergency land on this antenna. Nothing can grab you on this thing. Wherever the tree giant is standing on your ship, it cannot grab you on the antenna, so you're safe. So make the best out of that. A second trick, how to get to the fire exit here, that's a little bit different. I have a specific way how I approach that. The fire exit, you know, there's a trick where you can just go on this mountain here, right next to your ship. The good thing is the mountain has no fog at all. You see clearly here. That's why you can easily spot it by flying a little bit high. And here, I'll show you where I am right now. You see these trees and there's a cliff. Instead of flying to the fire exit, which is down there, it's very foggy there. You can't see anything. You probably break your legs again. So instead of flying, just drop yourself down here. Play a little bit of Skyrim. You know the tricks in Skyrim. Just going down the hill, nothing can happen. Then you'll be here, and look at that. That's the fire exit. Isn't that easy? So you go, you do your loot stuff. Everything is super cool. Then you grab your loot and then you go back. My trick here is that you orientate yourself again at this mountain where you just came down from. And you can either land here if you feel unsure about your fuel and if it explodes. And then you start again. Or you just continue because from here it's easy to spot the ship, as you can see. Like I said, don't be too afraid to use the jetpack. Now for most people it's like the thought, should I do it? Especially when you play multiplayer, my thought always was, when I use it, what if I mess it up? It's $700 and I die and my team is disappointed. At some point you want to learn it, and if you were scared, then just learn it solo. Just learn it in solo mode. So yeah, that was my explanation with 3 different types of tier level maps. I hope you learned something out of that. It's literally just training. I cannot tell you press A and D at that moment and then you do like a stunt or something. I mean, if you wanna learn a stunt here, look at that stunt. You just fly and hold the D button. Whee! There we go. 1 stunt. As a bonus for you. Now you learned a stunt on top of all the knowledge you got. Well, but no, for sure. I hope that this guide explained you a little bit how to use it and what you should know with different maps. Before using that thing, you should be more comfortable with a jetpack before you go to the forest maps, and even more comfortable when you go to rent and dine, but not too comfortable. Yeah, you learn the stuff by doing, and usually you don't die. You just break your leg and that's fine, and if you go critical, you heal up again. If you have any questions, if I missed something, ask in the comments. If you want to have tips and tricks on how to use the jetpack most efficiently, you can either ask, I can answer, I make eventually a video about that then, but you can also just check me out live on Twitch basically every freaking day. And we do a lot of solo Little Company where I'm using the jetpack as my most used object. The first thing I'm literally doing is buying a jetpack and using it everywhere. And you won't believe how much money you can make solo when you have a jetpack and literally skip time. Let me just like a quick example on when I use it for real without all the talking and explaining. Then you see how fast that is to actually reach your destination here. Keep also in mind that we are still playing on Eclipse. All these creatures there, and even if there's a Leviathan, I don't care, because we have a jetpack. We can go in, we can loot, and then we just fly back. And it's so easy. You just need to jump over your shadow and use it the first time and train a little bit. But yeah, like I said, if you have any questions, check out the comment section, ask there. And thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye bye, everyone.